Hey guys, this is Zone. Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and talk real quickly about what I'm doing here. I'm going to start out with the base because I expect it'll take a little bit to dry. I'm not really in a huge hurry to finish it, but I think it'd be cool to sort of get the base colors done to it. I'm also going to do the face up on this particular miniature right here, the Merchant. That's the first one I'm going to start with. If you saw my first video, you saw me talk a little bit about color theory. Well, this is going to be basically the continuation of color theory. I just want to go ahead and show a real life example of what I do here. I'm going to use a big brush. I'm going to use it to dry brush. So basically this paper is going to be my medium to thin out my paper. But before I do that, I want to put a dark tone down. I like to do the dark tone first before I do my middle tone when it's in recesses, because if I have any, if I go overlap or whatnot, then it really just allows me to go ahead and hide that all in one motion. Alright, I'm going to use Vermin Brown for that, and I'll be doing a dark wash over this, so you won't even see the Vermin Brown when I'm done. Okay? You can see my brown here is a little bit thick. I'll just go ahead and thin it out some. Alright. Doesn't need to be too thin. This is going to be just a base coat, and it's going to be in the recesses. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. The next color I'm going to do is actually a dry brush. If you don't know the differences between dry brushing, wet blend, inking, and all that type of stuff, I'll probably end up doing a video on that specifically. But for right now, I just want to sort of get this started. I've been jonesing to get one of these things painted in a while. Alright, now this here is sort of my middle range of colors. When I ink it, it'll actually end up with different colors. But here I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick dry brush over the entirety of the stone that's raised. I'm going to be skipping over the low portions. Now I know that the bottom stone is actually, where in the recesses is not actually dry. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. I think that random splattering coming across the rock there will actually give it a little bit of character, a little bit maybe unexpected results. Alright? The reason why I did this in black was because I wanted this to be darker. Okay. As you can see here, we're starting to get a little bit of the right colors, but I'm just feeling like this is glossing. So sometimes your primer will do that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, now that I got a good healthy layer of paint on this, I'm just going to go ahead and let this rest. I'm going to let this sit. I think when I come back, my paint will actually stick better. Shouldn't be dry brushing. I don't even need to get that brush wet. I'm going to keep that brush as dry as possible. This here is actually a tanned flesh. It's a very dark flesh tone. I don't know if I talked about it before, but I don't see this guy as being a person that would stand out in the sun working 14 hours a day swinging an axe. He looks like a sort of a chubby pudgy dude that's hasn't really worked a hard day in his life. So with that being said, he probably is very pale skinned. Okay, but we're going to start with a fairly dark tone and we'll work out from there and sort of find the range we're looking for. Let me go ahead and start this up. Alright, now as I get a little bit in the beard, that's okay. Once again, this is my first tone, so we're going to be going over this a couple times. Basic thing I'm just trying to get here is to express that there's a depth to his skin tone, and that he's not just some really super pale dude, because that won't be expressed in the model very well. Next layers will easily dry brush on this. It will give me the range of colors I'm looking for. I'll go ahead and touch up this guy's beard and whatnot. Alright. Now let's get back to that stone, shall we? Oh, yeah, this is a technique I use to clean. It may not be the best if my brush is really wet. I put it right here in the crease of my hand. You see I got a little crease right here. I put it here, I squeeze it like that, and I pull it clean. It pulls the bristles tight, it dries the brush, and it's not that bad to clean up. Alright? Little thing I do. Don't know if it's probably a good way or a bad way of going. I don't think it hurts the brush at all. And it keeps the brush in pretty good order for me. Just going to go ahead and apply just a little bit more of this on. I want this color just a little stronger. Like I said before, next time I come across this, the paint should probably stick better. So we should see more highlights, probably a little less of the blur to it. And there we go. Seeing a little bit more of a worn edge, like it's actual real stone. I don't want to put too much on here that it becomes unbelievable, or so unbelievable that I can't fix it. And I am going for a little bit lighter on the edge, just because that's going to be the most visible no matter what angle you're standing at. Alright, now I got that, so let me go ahead and go across this with a slightly lighter tone. Alright, now I didn't want to actually put that brush into my white because I ended up with a mixture of white and that Commando, but I wanted to have a mixture of the white and the Commando on the same brush, just to give me a slight more highlight. And there we go. I think you can all agree that this is very natural stone look. Cool. Now I'm just go ahead and put a wash on this. I'm going to put this brush back away. Now because I don't necessarily want to wash everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and use a small brush. I want to wash not in the high points because I think those are the right colors. I want to actually go down to the recesses again. But I'm okay if it goes partly up the stone, because you know what? The stone's not perfect. It can have these washes, these colors mixed in here. I'm just going to go ahead and let that dry. And yeah. That'll give me the look I'm looking for. So that's it for right now. I'll go ahead and do some more a little bit later. If you have any comments, concerns, or questions, feel free to go ahead and post them, and I'll answer them back as best I can. And if you guys have any more thoughts on it, feel free to post them below. Thanks, and have a great day. What you want? What you want? Come on.